Hello guys, and welcome back to Prequel. I am... Oh, arrow keys again. Forgot already. I apparently missed something here. So I just figured that I'd go back and do it. Where was it here? Was it like... Yeah, talking to this guy more. Come, finally to show your moves, daughter of Els... Ugh, fine if it'll get you off my case. Move over... Oh. How do I do this? Oh, wait, am I supposed to like... Okay, so this one makes it go down. Down and back arrows make it go down. Up makes it go up a little. That makes it stay. That makes it go up. Okay. Too busy trying to stay near goal to pay attention. Guy is doing weird dance. Orcish bonus. I'm filled with shame, but okay, I'll admit it. That was kind of fun. I was certain you would come around in time, daughter of... Just Cadia, just call me Cadia. Very well, Cadia. I cannot come up with more original names to save my life. Do I just back? Okay. Cadia, complete mission. Show summary. Nope, I got it. As for what to do after delivering the letter, Cadia could catch slaughter fish by filling one of those buckets with the old fish and lowering it down the well on a length of yarn. Cadia shouldn't have too much trouble finishing off a fish out of water, and she can process the fish for supper, or sell the scales to purchase lodging. Cadia, also check with Lenka to see if she has garlic. No point in taking chances. Then accept that clearly not a vampire lady's offer. She's so shady that she's wrapped back around into seems legit territory. And with a net profit of 25 septims, you'd be able to afford to replace your meager machete with one made by Grasharab, which in turn would make you well enough armed that you just might be able to go up against imps that are bothering Tavia. Of course, before doing that, you should try to recover more mana, and also decide on a price that Tavia would be willing to pay you for dealing with the imps. Only use fire in an emergency, though. You don't want to burn down Tavia's shop trying to deal with the imps. Oh, okay, that was the broken window. Wait. Katia, make a mental note to leave yarn on windowsill of tavern you are now banned at. In the meantime, you have quest finishing to do. Introduce yourself to the bookstore owner and explain that you have a letter from Quilly for him. Plan to inquire at the Mages Guild. Maybe you can get membership there. This would be an excellent source of comfortable bedding, training, and free stuff. You're already in the bookstore, just hand Quillweave's letter over and politely explain where it came from. Complete the task, then consider Kavachili things. Forget the not vampire. No amount of Drakes is worth risking an eternity as a blood-sucking parasite of the night. And yes, you know she is. You're not that naive. No, we don't know if she's a vampire. It could just be a weird woman. Free combat lessons from either the old Redguard or the elf. Free is totally within your price range. Go take one of them up on it when you're done with the bookseller. Speaking of price range, don't forget to sell your loot. Bookstore owner, cautiously stack books into pyramids as the conversation between you and the Khajiit progresses. What conversation? You're assuming we're talking. You put the finishing touches on your map of Kvatch, jotting some notes down in the margins. Oh, that is like a whole map. Free lessons. Go back there tonight. Never again for the arena. Vampire? No, 25 septums, question mark, scratched out vampire. Leave yarn on his window. Fish in well, sell stuff, imps, question mark, new sign. Learn stealthiness, find magicosaurus, get an actual hug. Oh, you already got an actual hug. Overall, this afternoon has turned out surprisingly well. You've already identified several potential employment opportunities, met a couple people willing to give you free training, and found a few items you're quite interested in purchasing once you actually have gold. And you're definitely planning to check out that Mages Guild as soon as it opens. Not just out of curiosity, but because you still need a place to stay tonight. Buying a room at the inn is one thing, but if you can somehow get a membership with the guild, well, then you'll have free lodging, free food, and access to all the wizarding paraphernalia your heart could desire. The very thought makes you shiver with excitement. Right now, though, you have important business to attend to. Katia, ask the gentleman his name and introduce yourself. Perhaps not in that order. Politeness is always a plus in the elves' eyes. He already looks like he's being racist. You proudly introduce yourself as Katia Monaghan, professional courier and wizard in training. You ask the gentlemanly elf his name, and ask if he is the proprietor of this fine literary establishment. Wow, he says. He's usually just called the bookstore guy, but he likes your rendition much better, so he tells you his name is Hurdle. He buys books, puts them around on shelves, and then other people can buy them. So, yeah, proprietor. He propriates. Proprietor, he propriates. That's how words work. So, yeah, proprietor, he propriates. Well then, I believe I've got something for you, Miss Proprietor. I remember that note being like a bunch of insults at this guy about like the quality of his work from the glance that we got at it earlier. So I think that she's expecting him to be thankful, like, oh, thank you for delivering this to me. But instead, she's just gonna get like kicked out of the store. Katia, you're not certain what the content of this letter are. Or, Katia, you're not certain what the contents of this letter are. If you appear enthusiastic to be delivering a letter bearing ill news or worse, insults, it may go pretty poorly for you. So be dignified, be respectful, and prepare to apologize. Despite the fact you are brimming with pride from your first real accomplishment, you try your best to maintain a professional composure. You hold the letter out and explain that it's from Quillweave, back in Anvil. She asked for it to be delivered as soon as possible. God's blood, a letter from Quillweave? And in a beautiful, wine-stained envelope, no less? Are you returning to Anvil? Could you bring a reply? Ah, you answer yes to both. Hurdle gleefully says that he'll have his response ready in just a second, so don't run off yet. No, don't run off. He's been waiting for this for quite some time. While he frantically scribbles something on a tattered piece of paper, you move on to your second order of business. You explain that there was an accident involving a can of purple paint, and you ruined one of Quillweave's grammar reference books. There perhaps be a copy here you could purchase as a replacement? Hurdle says something that boring wouldn't exactly be a hot seller, so just check around on the shelves. If you can find it, then the two of you can discuss prices. Fair enough. You scan the main bookshelf for anything that close. Before you can get very far, Hurdle calls after you and announces that he's finished his reply. Oh, that was fast. You, didn't want to use an envelope or anything? Nah, Hurdle says. Lara's much better this way. Kedia, explain to Hurdle that, despite being a professional courier, it'd be much better if you put that letter in an envelope. I mean, accidents happen, even to the best couriers. You remind Hurdle that even though you are a professional courier, accidents can still happen. His letter would probably be safer. His letter would probably be much safer in a sturdy envelope. He strokes his chin thoughtfully, pondering your request. An envelope would be functional, sure, but he doesn't know if it would be insulting enough. Unless I make the entire letter ironically uninsulting. Brilliant! Rose Lalonde, eat your heart out. Hurdle quickly begins scribbling out a new letter on a fresh sheet of paper. He tells you to check the ground and see if you can find a leather-bound book on restoring magic. He has an idea on how to make this ironically uninsulting letter even more ironically uninsulting. You hand him the requested book, which he happily wraps up and attaches to the letter. He presents you with the complete gift-wrapped package. Hopefully you don't mind carrying a slightly heavier reply back to Quillweave. You tell him it's fine, you don't mind, though you are, a little curious why he's trying to write an insulting letter. Hurdle says it's just an inside joke between him and Quill about it. You're the courier after all. All you have to do is curry. Just make sure you don't open it or anything. He wants it to still look kind of nice when it reaches her. Ironically nice. You say that shouldn't be a problem. You're turning out to be you're turning out to be surprisingly good at following simple, straightforward directions without messing up. Anyways, that book I was looking to purchase. Hurdle sets the package aside. Alright, throw it on the counter, let's figure out a price. Also stand up straight, for God's sake, you're Katia Monaghan, fire-shooting wizard, not some slouched-over goblin, hedge mage, hunchback. Not that we're racist. Pro wizards have confident postures and look soon to be barbecues in the eye. Sure, why not? You puff out your chest and straighten your back a little, trying to strike a confident, business-worthy posture. You can't tell if it's working or not. She doesn't look that slouched. Oh, it's just like the shoulders. And like, arching your shoulders doesn't make you look any more professional. Hurdle stares intently at the grammar book and eventually confesses he doesn't actually know the first thing about how much books are worth. He used to have a book on book pricing, and someone bought it, so he just kind of tries to puzzle this stuff out on his own, see what people are willing to pay. This book kind of has a lot of pages in it. How's like 40 drakes sound? 40 drakes? Katia, offer full set of dining utensils and high quality yarn in exchange for the book. Expound in both simple and complex joys brought by the yarn. It is both endlessly amusing to get tangled in, and will make up for the scrapbooking supplies he just spent on Quillweave. Demand it for nothing. Failing that, call the price for your platinum courier service. Failing that, call it the price for your platinum currying service. Wait, drakes? Like the duck? What's going on with... What is he doing with 40 ducks? Maybe just give him a poor drawing of a duck as some kind of ironic payment? Katia suggests that replacing her book would for free would make an even more uninsulting gesture that will surely catch her off guard when she sees and reads the letter. That's a good drawing of a duck. Kadia, you can't just let him dictate the price, especially once he's admitted he doesn't know what a fair price would be. Haggle with him. See if you can drive the price down. Uh, for someone that doesn't have any drakes, driving the price down won't actually get you anywhere unless you get it for 0 drakes. You quickly learn that haggling is much more complicated than you thought. After about 10 minutes of your best bargain making, you only managed to talk the price down to 35 septums. You played every card in your deck, explaining that the book isn't worth much, trying to organize a trade, even insisting you deserve a lower price because of a courier fee, but none of it works out that well. Hurdle claims that the book's possible rarity makes it worth more. He refuses to accept any payments other than gold. He even says your courier services are not worth 5 septums at most. After all, you're just delivering the letter 1 town away. That's not even dangerous. Running out of good alternatives, you decide to try a personal appeal. If you replace the book for free, maybe that would be even more ironically uninsulting to Quillweave. She'd probably be offended by how courteous it was, eh? Right? Riddle turns down your offer. Books are expensive, he says, and he can't just hand them out for free. He's only he only did that with the restoration book because books on magic are only worth 1 septum. At least that's what the lady from the Mages Guild told him. Anyways, as a shopkeeper, he likes to keep business courteous and fair. You ruined Quillweave's book, therefore he thinks that you should be the one to replace it. Free riding on his charity to cover up your mistake would be unironically rude. He, his remarks about free riding on charity hits a nerve. You uncomfortably explain that you didn't mean it like that. You just thought maybe, never mind, sorry. Hurdle suggests that you just buckle down and pay the 35 septums. Some shopkeepers are into this whole haggling thing, but he really just wants to get this over with so that I can get back to building book pyramids. So are you going to buy the book at not or not? Kadia, admit that 40 drakes for a book is both more than it is worth to you and more than you are carrying. You reluctantly confess that you don't actually have that much money in your name right now. That's part of the reason you want to drive the price down. You're going through a kind of hard time money-wise, but you really need that book. Olive is counting on you to get her a new copy, and you can't let her down. You'll totally be back in a day or two with the money, and you'll buy the book then. So that's right, okay? I mean, that's okay, right? Hurdle sighs and tells you to stop looking all mopey. It's fine. You're not the first penniless courier QW has sent here on some sort of pity mission. He'll even put the book in reserves to make sure nobody buys it before you. Just hurry up about it. You thank him and promise you'll be back as soon as you can with some actual money. Thanks. Katia, ask if you can tidy up the shop a bit for a few extra coins, or maybe for that replacement book for Quillweave? In fact, maybe the two of you could even strike up a deal or something? If he needs some work done, you suggest that maybe you could tidy up the shop a bit, earn a little extra. Whoa, 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 Hurdle interrupts. First you come in here with no money. Then you waste half an hour trying to pay me with outwork and grass clippings. And now you're insinuating something's wrong with my store? He kindly informs you that he is the bookstore guy, not you. Do you own a bookstore? No. Then apparently you don't know the first thing about bookstoring. Now, go on. Shoo, shoo. Run off now. We've said everything that's to be said. Come back when you have some actual coins. Well, that didn't go so bad, you guess. You delivered Quillweave's letter, met her friend, and now you've just got to scrounge up 35 septums to buy her a new book. Well, 35 septums plus however much it'll cost you to eat and sleep while you're in Kvatch. Hmm. 35, 3 days, food, plus 10 times 3, carry the 9, plus or... Okay, let me actually do this. So, 35 plus 120, 155 plus or minus 60, 155, 155 plus 45 is 200, plus or minus 60, 30, 200 plus or minus 90. Yep, that's right. Math checks out. You even did the carrying. But you can probably do that. Yeah, that works out more than you expected, but you've still got plenty of loot to sell and a couple work opportunities scoped out. Before you know it, your empty pocket will have 20 septums in it, then 50, then 100. Piece of cake. After leaving Hurdle's shop, discover your hidden talent of high-level weapon projection magic at the Kvatch Mages Guild. Is that what Kvatch was for? Like the conjuration? Is Kvatch conjuration? That would kind of make sense. Oh gods, that would be the coolest thing ever. And for all you know, you actually could have some hidden magical talent just waiting to be discovered and honed. Something about that potentially untapped potential makes you a bit giddy. It certainly solves some problems too. With 2 spells, you'd actually be able to join the Mages Guild proper, meaning a free place to stay whenever you need it. Of course, the Kvatch Mages Guild probably isn't open yet, so you can't confer with the wizards there, but tonight's gonna be great. In the meantime, you'd better get started earning some money. And snag that crumpled up spat on paper while you're at it to see what it says. Ooh, right, you grabbed it on your way out. Almost forgot about it. Let's see what kind of strange and exciting coordinates Quillweave and Hurdle have been exchanging. Okay, let's just read it here. Dear Quillweave, God's blood, you're such a dumb lizard. Maybe if you could tell the difference between your esophagus and your windpipe, then you would know which one food goes down. Next time you choke, I hope you die because I hate you. I don't even need you. I could probably write better than you if I tried. I'm not trying right now. Also, you're fat. Your best friend, Hurtle. P.S. Sure, I'll pre-order the usual 20 copies. Pay me next time I'm in Aimville. SP spelling. Oh, this is them exchanging writing tips, but like passive aggressively. And also buying copies of books. That was less exciting than you expected. You're not quite sure why, but you're kind of hoping to discover some piece of life-changing information in this letter, or at least something useful. Well, that's where I'm going to leave it for this episode, as Katia is just getting out of the store with a rather passive-aggressive letter to return. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. So, see ya!